We are live. Hello, my name is Sandra, and welcome to my channel From Lack to Legacy. On this channel, we're all things money, investing, and mindset. In particular, how to go from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, please stay. You are in the right place. Time is of the essence. I don't have time. I don't usually go live at this time of day, but I'm going live simply because we have a study session that I do. We have a learning community, the 1,000 Black Women Brokerage Account Challenge. If you don't know, you should know. And we have our study session two Wednesdays a month, the second Wednesday and the fourth Wednesday. So we just had our study session. And in the study session, we were looking at a couple of charts. One of those charts was the Nike chart. And I think it was one of the ladies in our community asked if we could place a trade. So we looked at Nike and we determined from the chart that Nike looked like it was going to bounce and take a turn to the upside. And so we purchased those contracts actually while we were in our study session. And so I wanted to follow up with the community and show you exactly what those contracts did. We bought 3 contracts. So I'm going to try to share that with you guys. So I don't know who's here, but it's 2 people watching. So hey, welcome to the stream. Please say something. If you're here, if you're watching, make a comment down in the comment section so I know who's here with me. And I need to hurry up and get in here because I need to probably close out this trade. When I looked at it last, we had made about $210. Hey, sister, what's happening? So this is the follow-up to class today. So let me just go ahead and see. I don't have on my glasses, but I'm going to try to share this. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen. Let me see if I can find my Thinkorswim. Let's see. Ba-ba-da-ba-dow. I'll find it. Let me pull up my Thinkorswim screen and then see if I can share it with y'all. Hold on one second. It's been so long, so I'm pretty rusty, but I do want to, let's see, Nike. Is this it? Pattern analysis. Nope, that's not it. This window. Open systems settings. Okay, wait a minute. What I got going on here? I don't know. But if you can hang with me and if I can ever share this screen with you, open screen settings. Oh Lord, this is when you need your contacts. Okay, to share your windows, allow screen recording for Chrome systems. Okay, open up screen set. Okay, I see. Google Chrome. Got it. Okay, hold on one second. I sure hope y'all can't see this. Sis, tell me what y'all can see. Okay, long as you can't see what I'm about to put in here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna close out what we did anyway, because we're down to $195. It says quit and reopen. I don't know what none of that means. Leave the site. Add myself to the stream. You know I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep trying anyway. You can't keep a good woman down. I think I have it. I'm gonna try to share this screen again. At any rate, even if I can't, I'm going to close out this trade. Okay, so hold on. Let me see if I could do it again. Okay, I know what I need to do. Let's see. I think I need to hide this or shrink this. I guess I should get on here more often. Entire screen, window, Chrome tab. That's so sad. Okay. All right. Y'all gonna have to take my word for it because I don't know how else to show you, but here's what I'm going to do. I need to take a peek at it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close the trade out. Either way, I'll be able to show the profit loss statement. So let me go ahead and create a closing order because I do want to preserve the profit. So let me go ahead and close it out. Okay. Prohibited position, babadabadoo, whatever. Let me close this. Okay, let's see. Create. Okay, I think we did it because it shows the profit of 165. As long as this thing doesn't change, what does that say? Working. It still says working. So let me cancel this. Cancel order. Cancel order. 165. Okay, let me come back to y'all. Okay, hey sis, I'm so glad you're here. I don't know who else is here. There are 3 people watching. What I wanted to do is actually follow up to what happened in our study session today. So since I can't show you that, let me just slow down and back up because I'm not going to be on here long. You all know that I am currently in Malaysia and it is 1 o'clock in the morning. But I don't normally come on during the trading day because the hours are so crazy. But I wanted to at least show the ladies in our learning community that our theory was in fact correct. We selected Nike today in study session, or it was Wednesday night in study session. We put our order together. We used an OCO bracket. So we had 3 orders. We had our buy order and 2 closing orders. We had a stop limit and a stop loss in place. And our stop loss was set at, I think, 10%. So if we lost like $180 on the trade, it would stop us out. I think we had a 20% limit on there. We made 20% on the trade, it would stop us out automatically. But I just happened to get on and look at it. And at the time when I looked at it, the trade was up by $200. So I wanted to share that with you all. I wanted to share our win. But sometimes the best laid plans don't go according to plan. I'm gonna keep trying though. So Cheryl, I'm so glad you were in here, sis. But it's kind of anticlimactic if I can't show you the doggone thing. I'm trying to think if I don't know why. Where am I on? I'm on Chrome. It's been a while since I've gone live this time of day, so I'm rusty. I'm beyond rusty. Usually when I go live, it's a planned live stream. It isn't an impromptu live stream. But I will tell you why we were even looking at Nike. I looked at Nike on the monthly chart, and it looked like a head and shoulders to me. And you know, a head and shoulders it looked like it was in a bearish pattern. I'm expecting, because Nike is trading lower than it has traded in a very long time. Let me pull up the chart and I can still talk to y'all while at least I'm looking at the chart. Let me go back to my monthly chart and tell you what I saw. Let's see. 5 minute, where's this? I'm going to my monthly chart. And Nike had hit a low of like $60, and it hasn't been that low in a very long time, but it was at a pretty strong support. And so, you know, when the price comes to a support, it can do a few things. It can consolidate and just sit on that support, or it can bounce off of that support and then take a turn to the upside, or it can break through the support and then continue downward. So based on what my MACD said, we looked at our TTM, we looked at our RSI, and I want to say we got out of that trade. It hit a high of 62.71, I think. Let me go back and see. I could tell you what the high was for today. Let me go back to my 15-minute chart. Yeah, it hit a high of 62.24, and we got out around $62. So we didn't get out at the height, but we got out just in time because now, yeah, we made out with $165 in profit, and we got out just in time because now it's taking a downturn. So if there's anybody in class, anybody in our study session, if you can pull up the Nike chart, you can look at it for yourself. Hey, is that, I don't, let me see if I can see who's in here. Y'all know I don't have on my doggone glasses. Hey, ATL for kicks. Opportunity awaits. All day eloquence. Hey, everybody. Hey. Yes, QQQ. Girl, QQQ used to be my thing. I haven't been trading live as much, anyway. Number one, you see how janky my computer is. I can't even share my screen with you all, but I'm so glad you joined me. I can still talk you through because if you have access to a chart, you can look it up yourself. You can look up Nike and tell me what you see. On the monthly chart, it looked like a head and shoulders pattern to me. I don't know. You all know. Y'all know I've only been trading less than 5 years, less than 3. And so somebody else, an experienced trader, whoever's an experienced trader in the chat, go look at the monthly chart on Nike and tell me if you see a head and shoulders pattern. But that, because we were looking at it on the monthly chart, that's a long time. So we zeroed in to some smaller time frames, and based on looking at our indicators and stuff in our study session, we said, well, it looks like Nike's it could possibly take a turn to the upside, and that's exactly what it did. And yeah, we made a quick, at the height, I think it was 220, but I was trying to get logged in, so I didn't sell it. I probably should have sold it. So it did reach a high today of 62.20 something. We cashed out at $62, and since we didn't catch the fullest amount, we still made out with $165, which wasn't really bad at all. Hey, Yvette. Hey, sister. You could tell me, Yvette, because listen, this is the trader extraordinaire. Yvette, can you look at Nike on a monthly chart and tell me if that's a head and shoulders pattern? I'm still working on patterns. I'm still working on every aspect of trading. Because if you know anything about trading, it's a craft. You don't learn it overnight. And so I'm on this journey with some other sisters. We're learning to become better investors. We are learning to become better traders. And so, hey, you just keep chipping away at it. And so once I looked at it, the only thing about it, we would have possibly bought some long-term puts to catch that move in the long term, but when we looked, we were in our paper money accounts, and it was after hours, and there weren't any contracts available for us to purchase. The only contracts that were available to purchase were 2-day contracts. Rita, we made $165 on that Nike trade. We purchased 3 Nike calls, and our thesis was that the price would go up. I think the RSI was sitting at about 48, and the MACD was starting a crossover turning up. This is what we were looking at in study session. And so those things, coupled with the fact that it had reached this support of $60, those were all things that we kind of put together to make up our thesis that the price was going to go to the upside. Yes, that's why I came on. But Rita, I was trying to show you the chart. So maybe somebody can look at the chart and you can see for yourself. It's giving head and shoulders, yes, but it looks to be at the bottom of it. Yes, it was finishing it up on the monthly chart. It was completing that head and shoulders pattern, which made me think that, well, of course, it's sitting at support. It could do anything. It could have broke down under and broke that support. But for the short term, now this is what I think. Yvette, you tell me, because I'm a baby trader. I think it's going to take this little short bump up, but I think ultimately, depending on tariffs, there's so much going on that could cause that Nike stock to plummet below $60. I would think that the effect of tariffs on pricing, listen, if Nikes go up, this is just my theory. Don't listen to me. These are the musings of a novice trader. But think about it. If the prices go up on Nikes, China done already busted everybody out. They done already told you all that stuff comes from the same place. This is what I think. I think if tariffs hit and cause prices to go up on goods like that, like gym shoes, I think people are going to they're going to still buy Nikes because Nikes are in demand. People are going to find other ways to buy them. They're not going to buy them new. They're going to buy them used. They're going to go to Poshmark. There are so many gym shoe outlets. I still think folks sell on eBay. I think Nike's stock is going to take a hit. I'm just saying. First of all, folks don't have disposable income. Well, kids gonna always beat their parents up and get that. But somebody is going to be affected. Some portion of Nike's base is going to be affected if those tariffs hit. And so I think long term, I'm gonna be watching Nike. I just don't know how they gonna make it. I don't know. I don't know. It's giving head and shoulders. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And it looks like it's going to complete that pattern. So I'm going to keep watching Nike. If you aren't watching, and this is for traders, not necessarily investors, because if you're an investor, you definitely don't want to see the stock tanking. But for traders, we don't give two hoots if it go up or go down. We just need to see what the pattern says. And so we studied patterns today, and how patterns can help you in your trading. And so that's a new angle for me. Hey, sis, aren't you supposed to be oh, hey, Tanya. I thought that was Latanya. I was gonna say, aren't you supposed to be birthday celebrating? We got a sister that's out in I ain't gonna disclose her location, but one of the ladies in our community, she out celebrating her birthday big time. I'm just gonna say that. And so I didn't see her in study session, but we talked today. So if you have access to a chart, the two things that we looked at and talked about just in general, because all of us are relatively new traders in our learning community, new investors and new traders. We also looked at NVIDIA, and we saw that, NVIDIA kind of trades in this range between $90 and $150. NVIDIA recently, I want to say as short as 2 months ago, not 90 days ago, was under $100. And then, of course, within 60 days, it shot back up to almost $150. I need to pull up that chart and look at it. And so we were saying that if I was a betting person, and I need to pull it up, let me go look at NVIDIA. I can look at it real quick. I can look at the chart. That the price, oh, well, wait a minute. That price broke above 155. So I'm going to be watching NVIDIA too, because generally what happens, it's been a very long time since NVIDIA has been able to stay above $150. Matter of fact, it usually gets up there and it'll hang out at 150. Like now it hit 157, it's back down to 155. I'm going to be waiting to see if it breaks above 155 and can sustain that. I have to look at my chart again. I sure wish I could share this chart. I jumped on here because I was so excited, simply because we made a few dollars. I was so excited. So let me pull back and look at this NVIDIA chart and see. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's I don't know. Who knows? I have no crystal ball, but it hit a high today of 56.72, and right now it's currently trading at 155.40. So if Nvidia can break above and hold above that 150 for some time, then maybe we'll see, maybe she about to shimmy herself up and make a new all-time high, at 160. I'd be okay with that because I actually hold the stock. But I don't know. As a trader, I'm thinking maybe she's going to rebound off of that 150 and then shimmy back on down. If there is a pullback on NVIDIA, I'm just saying you might want to check it out. If it pulls back, and by pullback, I mean if that price dips down under 150, a couple of the ladies in our community caught it when it got down under 100. I added some more to my grandchildren's things. I didn't add any more to my position. I'm just riding it out. I'm just happy to be in the game, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just happy to be here. NVIDIA hit an all-time high. Yeah, I saw that. You think it's going to stay? You think it's going to hold it? She hit an all-time high today because the all-time high before that was like 150, somewhere between 150 and 153. And so today it got up to 157 and then she bounced back down to 155. So I'll be keeping an eye on it. I want to see if she can hold on and sustain that. And yeah, if she makes it to 157, 158, 159 and she can hold on, who knows? Maybe we'll be off to the races on NVIDIA, honey. Maybe we'll be breaking a few more pennies off the table with NVIDIA. So as a trader, as an investor, would I jump in and buy it? I probably wouldn't because I know that she has a tendency to pull back under 150. So I would probably wait to see. I mean, I think NVIDIA is very attractive when it's down in that $100 range. That's when you want to get in because you know it's going to retest 150. So I think for me, and then again, now I'm the novice baby trader of the bunch. If it pulls back, it's attractive. While it's trading at an all-time high, if I'm an investor, I'm not interested in buying. Nobody wants to buy at the all-time high. But if she take a bounce and she getting ready to skyrocket, I have to pull back and look at a big pattern. I haven't looked at it and studied it in a while. So I'm just so happy somebody is even in here. I never go live like this anymore. Because for me, y'all, it's almost 1 a.m. Y'all see what I'm looking like? My ponytail all crooked. My forehead all shiny because I was going to go to bed, but I wanted to share that chart. So if anybody catches this even in the replay, if you're in our learning community, please go back. I hope we were doing these practice trades together. So I hope that while I was putting the trade together, maybe somebody in the community was able to put the trade together and hit send as well. We could practice some more, but I would practice some with you all right now, but I can't show it to you. Even if I do it, I can't show it to you. I don't think so. Let's see, but NVIDIA has been held down for a minute. Yeah, my forehead is crooked and it's 1 o'clock. That's right, Eva. You're on the East Coast, so we're exactly the opposite. I'm 1 a.m., you're 1 p.m. Baby, I'm doing my best. I'm just doing my best to hang in here. So, okay, I don't know if I got anything else. Any trades, anybody working on anything y'all want to share? I'm just so happy to be live with y'all again. It feels good. The pressure's off because I'm working in my paper money account. Honey, if I had real money, I would not be chatting it up with y'all right here, right now. I would be looking at my real money. But since I'm trading out of my paper money account, I'm comfortable, just kind of chewing the fat with y'all, even though I cannot share this screen. Let's see. I'm going to go back to Nike and see what Nike did. Let me get back to my 5-minute chart and see. Yeah. She looked like she making some lows now. It's trading at 61.97. I don't know, but to be truthful with you, it's above the 200-day moving average. It's above the 50-day. I have to put on my 9 and 12 because y'all know I like to trade with a 50-day moving average. I am a one-trick pony. I like to trade with my 50, my 200, my 20, and my 9-day. So I'm gonna plop those on my chart right quick to see. No, it looks like she coming on down. Yeah. Yeah, everything on here, there we had the little crossover on our MACD. The RSI is dropping. It's currently at 52, but it's pointing down. Even if you're looking at it, I'm looking on a 5-minute chart, even the TTM squeeze looks like it's about to reverse. And maybe I'll be curious to see what happens if it gets to this 50-day. But for now, let me really quickly put on my 9-day and 20-day moving averages. Let me do that. And that'll give me a little more information. Okay, let's see. A 9, and then I'm going to put on a 20. Let's see. I need to change these colors. And these are not my colors at all. Let's see. I better change this to, these are going to be reversed, but it'll work. Let me apply them just so I can see. Okay, yeah, it's caught up on the, it's not the 9-day. I want to say it's caught up on this 20-day moving average. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, no, before you go, how are you? You got the nerves to steal. You traded on live plenty. I love you. You are always so encouraging, sister. No. Yeah, but not with real. Yeah, I did. I did trade with real money, but not anymore. I don't do it anymore because my internet is so unreliable. I'm day trading, looking for NQ to retrace back to take out Asian low. Okay, opportunity awaits. All right, all right. You sound like an experienced trader. Experienced trader, meet Yvette Boone creates another experienced trader. So you trade NQ. I usually, if I'm going to trade anything, I trade what I know. Y'all, I'll trade QQQ in a New York minute. That's going to forever be my boo. I'll trade that. And if I'm playing with my money, and I shouldn't say playing, but if I'm trading with my money, honey, I'll trade forward. I sure will. I'll give me 3, 4, 5 forward contracts because you can't hurt nothing trading forward. I will take me a $50 win and go home happy with $50. Easy. I am not greedy at all. So I'm still gonna try this one more time. I can't figure out for the life of me. I'm in Chrome. I cannot figure out why I can't share my screen. That has me baffled. New tab, window, Chrome. I don't know. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's been so long since I did this, y'all. Okay, hold on. I think I got it now. Wait a minute. Let me see if I could do it this way. I know one of those screens has to be smaller and minimized. Let me see. Window. Who'da thunk it? It's been a minute. Okay. I think I got it now, y'all. Can you see it? Okay, there we go. Now can you see the screen? Okay. You know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, but your girl is back. Your girl is back. Okay, so let me get over here and look at it, and then I'll tell you what I'm looking at. Okay, so I am looking at this Nike on 5 minutes, and I'll show you. I'll pull back a little bit. I can show you what we did. We bought 3 contracts today. We cashed out at 165, and I need to close these out too. Working. Let me cancel this. Okay. So that we can cancel all those out. So we made out with actually 172. I think you all could see it there. And then the rest of these contracts have been out here for so long, I done forgot about them. This VTI stuff, I can't even tell you how long that's been out there. And you can see the fact that this Apple, we bought 111. I don't think those are contracts. I think we bought 111 of the stock. So it's down. I'm surprised. But at any rate, so that's what I wanted to share with our learning community. So if you were in study session with us today, that was the trade that we placed. So we started a new um, list. We started a new class list. So let me go over and I can tell you what we worked on. So Cheryl wasn't able to come to class. So Cheryl, yep, we started looking at SoFi, Hims, Nike, and NVIDIA. And we actually placed the trade for NVIDIA. I think Rita was asking, can you show me how to place buy contracts or calls or puts? And so since the chart was saying we should buy a call, that's exactly what we did. But we're going to keep our eye on SoFi. To be perfectly honest with y'all, Yvette gave me SoFi months ago. Months ago, I should have put some money in it. But a couple of the other ladies in our learning community actually bought SoFi and Hims, and so they're up in their portfolios, in their real money, not even paper money. They're up in their real money. Y'all know I'm a ETF trader, not trader, investor. I'm a long-term investor. I have kind of shifted my focus, honestly, whereas when I first started, I was more of a trader than an investor. Um, and because trading really does require your undivided attention, it can be difficult on the road, moving around. If you're trying to trade, if your internet is not reliable, it's just no fun. And so I've kind of shifted my focus to more investing, because I have said this before, I'll say it again, I'll carry this one to my grave. I think every Black woman needs to be an investor. I do not think every Black woman needs to be a trader. Trading is a skill set. It requires discipline. It requires self-mastery. It's a lot, not to mention the technicality and just learning all the nuances of the program. And there's a lot. And so it takes time to master that or find a strategy that works for you. I just think ETF investing, child, is so much easier. It's a real for real, set it and forget it. So if you are here, this is your first time joining, hey, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad to have some friends to talk to. Y'all have no idea. So yeah, just recently, because in our learning community, we have kind of gotten back to where we started, which is the first half of our study sessions, we do investing talk, and the second half of our study sessions, we do trading talk. And so since we are doing a little more trading talk, I am getting back, into it. My internet's a little more reliable. So I'm gonna just peek over here one more time and flip back to this Nike chart and see what it is doing. It's back up. It hasn't gotten back to that 62.24. It's at 62.10. We cashed out around $62 even, if I'm not mistaken. So looks like it might be turning back up, y'all. I don't know. We don't know. But I'm happy. I think for sure what has helped me to be a somewhat, I'm not going to even say successful trader. I think a reasonable trader is sometimes you take your profit. You can always hold out for more and more and more. Hey, I've never seen greed work for a trader. You might get lucky, but eventually greed works against you. You've got to be level-headed and to see $160, $175, whatever it is we made out with, you take that. You take it. How many times you make $172? I'm sitting right here, y'all. I got on my PJs. Basically, I jumped out of my PJs just to get online. How many times you made $172 in your PJs? You ain't did nothing. You ain't got your hands dirty. No. See profit, take profit. Because we don't know. Nobody got no crystal ball. And I'm going to tell you, it feels real crappy to leave money on the table and then that trade turns against you and you sitting there wishing now you down to $6. You got $6 profit when you could have took 172. So me personally, I'm going to take the profit every time. I'm gonna always take the cheese off the table. I'm that mouse. I'm going to always go with it. It says, I don't know if you remember me, but I had a one-on-one with you about the Thinkorswim platform. I've since ditched it and gone to TradingView. I know, TradingView, and I think Thinkorswim, I think they dual, I think a lot of people like TradingView. Most of the folks that I watch, like I'm sure Rainer Teo, the people that I learned with, well, the ones I paid for classes with used Thinkorswim, but the people that I kind of watch, they all use TradingView. So I think you have to find the one that suits you. If TradingView is your jam, you got to go with it. I'm probably stuck on Thinkorswim because it's the one I learned with. It's familiar, and I feel like to try to learn something else, I don't know. I don't know if I got the bandwidth for it. I don't know if I got the bandwidth to start all over from the ground up. Is just no. I don't know if I would be willing to scrap it. But I think there's some things that you can do with TradingView that you may not be able to do with Thinkorswim. And recently in our learning community, we have been talking about trading on international markets. And since you work with it, can you tell me, can you look, I know on Thinkorswim you can buy ETFs that have international holdings, but I don't know that we can actually use Thinkorswim to trade in international markets. Like, I don't know if you could trade on the Nikkei using Thinkorswim, but I think I heard someone say that you can trade in international markets with TradingView. Is that correct? Does anybody know? Because I don't know, because I never used TradingView. Is it free? I would tell you that. That's another thing too. I appreciate that Thinkorswim is absolutely free. A lot of us too in our learning community use Schwab accounts, and so it's the platform that comes free, with Schwab, and so it's just easy. All of their like learning, everything in their learning center, all of it supports, it supports the platform. It's a easy, it's low hanging fruit. Can you, if you want the data, you have to pay. Oh, okay, okay. You move to futures. Okay. I know another friend of mine that I used to trade with in Mexico. She traded Forex. Yeah, she traded Forex. All right. We might need to chat. I'm down to learn new things. Now I'm willing to learn new things. I ain't willing to relearn nothing old though. I figured this thing out. I can master, I can work with Thinkorswim. Girl, I can't put it down and start something new, but I can learn a new skill. I'd like to look at futures and Forex, to be perfectly honest with you, because which is the one that you can trade 24 hours a day? That's what I need. I need something I could trade 24 hours a day. So, yeah, there's that. Because this schedule is just absolutely bananas. And if you ain't heard, I'm telling y'all, I'm thinking about leaving Southeast Asia for that very reason. It's just, yeah, it's my happy place for now, but it's hard to trade. It's hard to do it because the hours are so crazy. It's not fun. I'm up with y'all now because there's no pressure. But if I had money on the table, I don't know. Anybody here, this happened to you? The minute you start reading the Bible, you get sleepy. The minute you start reading the book, you get sleepy. The minute I start trading with my real money on the table, I get sleepy. It's like this is not gonna work. I cannot be sleep trading. Sleep trading, sleep trading ain't no good. This is no bueno, baby. That's stress. So that's one reason is come to the sell side. It's nice over here. Rita was asking me about that today. She was asking me about selling. I told her, girl, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. I don't know nothing about selling no. I don't know nothing about selling no options contracts. Rita meet Yvette. Yvette meet Rita. Y'all know each other. Rita wants to know. So I don't know. Go back to Spain and tell us all about it. You know what? But Spain is no better. Spain is no better. I still think you're up at some crazy hours. Nope. Y'all, I'm thinking about going to Panama to get this pensionata visa. I'm thinking about spending some time in Colombia. I need to get back over to the western side. I need to just at least be in sync with my folks. This has been great. You can trade crypto 25. Girl, I don't know about crypto. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's a buy and hold for me too. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. And I swear to you, I think the best advice I ever heard, Warren Buffett said, don't trade stuff you don't know. Don't invest in things you don't know. And I don't understand enough about crypto at this juncture. Maybe sometime in the future. No, this baby trader here is still trying to master the art of trading options. If I could get that down, because Yvette and them have gone on to advanced strategies, all kind of strategies. Last time I talked to Yvette, honey, she doing the wheel strategy. She doing all kind of things. Y'all know Kinesia has always traded credit spreads. So Rita, I think for us, I think beginning, it is okay to start. And Yvette and I had this conversation before, like, is it okay or is it beneficial for a new trader or an aspiring trader to start with just buying simple calls and buying simple puts? And I'm okay. I think that is a good place to start. We kind of kick that idea around. Or is it better to just jump into another strategy like credit spreads or a more high probability trade, you know? And I still think it's good to learn the basics, like picking good options contracts, being able to read your charts, being able to plot support and resistance. I think there's always going to be a place for mastering the basics, because if all else fails, you can always go back to buying a simple call and buying a simple put. Hey, Maya. Wait a minute. Let's move to Panama. I know. Everybody is going to Panama, y'all. Yeah, everybody. I could get residency and citizenship by ancestry. When I tell you all the ladies are going to Panama, we'll keep US posted on that too. Going to Charlotte's relocation tour. Okay, all right. Let me see. Let me see if I can move this up. I'm open to learning parts of calls and puts and investing in opportunities are very open. Yes. It says, and if you learn the basics, you can trade stocks versus options. And I'm down with Panama. Y'all, okay. We got plenty of ladies every time I talk to somebody. And then listen, one of our travel sisters who's there right now sent me some pictures of an apartment. When I tell you cute, $800 a month. Full kitchen. I'm talking about nice kitchen, y'all. Full 4-burner stove, gas stove, nice glass enclosed shower. I can't remember if the apartment had a balcony or not, but I'm gonna tell you this: $800 in Panama City. What? She told me that it was very walkable, but again, the sidewalks. This I'm gonna just give you the real truth. She said the sidewalks are kind of like the sidewalks in Mexico. The infrastructure might not be, the best. It might not be like U.S. infrastructure, but the place where her apartment was, because she was moving from a smaller apartment to a bigger one. I was like, girl, hold a place for me, hold me a seat. She was saying that there was a grocery store, coffee shop, everything that you needed was nearby and walkable. And she was ranting and raving about the beautiful view. Honey, for $800, y'all hustling backwards in the US. We trying to tell y'all. When I tell y'all, I feel like we the kids with the answers to the test. If you want to take advantage of, I think I made this term up myself. I call it geographical arbitrage. Yes, I made that up. I coined that phrase. And what that simply means is that you take your currency, you're making money in USD, and you relocate to another location, another region of the world where your dollar is still strong, or where the US dollar will stretch and go further, like Panama, where you can get yourself a beautiful $800 apartment instead of paying. We're not going to even discuss. I have family members who are paying $2,500 for an apartment. Y'all watching this chart. Y'all watching Nike take this little tank. Look at this sell off. Look at these folks. We got out of there just in time. It's too bad we couldn't capitalize on the high today, but we still did really well. For me fumbling, trying to figure it out, we still did pretty good for that trade, and I am also pleased. And we'll go over it again when we meet up back next week. We can go over where we entered, what we paid, the risk reward. We'll go over all of that stuff. But let's see. Over Malaysia. I'm not quite over. I don't know if that's what you mean. Am I over Malaysia? I'm not saying if that is your question. Okay, somebody said, oh no, not the sidewalks like Mexico. Yes, yes. She said to me, she said, Sandra, every expat I know has fallen, twisted an ankle, sprained. I said, girl, stop. First of all, if y'all have been following along, we in a lot of the ladies came, Exodus Summit ladies came from Vietnam when they had the meetup in February. Since they were in the region, they came to Malaysia, to KL, and we all took our health screening together. So I can tell y'all know can we talk? Y'all know I'm postmenopausal. So I done went through the change. The lady was saying to me, the doctor told me, she said, Sandra, she rubbed my hand. Number one, y'all know the first thing she told me, she said, sis, you're going to need to lose some weight. Ma'am, you don't have to tell me that. I know that. Just give me the numbers. Give me the facts. But she also mentioned to me something about being careful about one is osteoporosis. What's the one before that? Osteopenia. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. It's the thing that you get before osteoporosis. She was telling me, she's like, baby, don't you go out here breaking no bones. I don't need to be no place where the sidewalks are uneven. I ain't got no bones to spare. I am too. Look, I wanted to do some skydiving. Girl, I've taken that off my list. Skydiving is off the list. That lady said, excuse me, don't you go outside breaking no bones. She said, you pay attention when you walking. I was like, say less. You don't have to tell me again. I am protecting these bones, y'all. I'm doing weight training. I'm doing all kind of things. I have totally changed my entire lifestyle. Yep. Yep. So I'm going to do a video about that. I'm going to do the follow up. I need to go back and get my labs all done again because it's been 3.5 months so far since we did those screenings. And so we're going to do a video follow up with 4 of the ladies who we all did our health screenings pretty close together. And we're going to talk about the lifestyle changes. One of mine was big diet changes. Child, you don't catch me eating no pastries no more. Y'all seen me posting any pastries? No, ma'am. Wanna know why? Because I'm not eating no pastries because I'm trying to live. I'm not trying to kill myself with my spoon. Not at all. And so I, just revamped everything. Whole foods, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. And God, just thank goodness I've been able to take off about 20 pounds since my screening. I told you I'm trying to impress my doctor. I'm trying to go back. Talk about walking. I've been walking. My newest thing now is the stairs. Tonight, I wish I had taken a picture of my watch. I did 5 miles today and 25 flights of stairs. And so that's it for me. And then I got my little hand weights. I got me some yoga mats. I'm doing the fool because when I go back, I need that lady. If you're going to rub my hand and tell me don't break no bones, ma'am, I'm going to need you to rub my hand and tell me good girl because I've been putting in the work. So I want to encourage you. If you haven't had a health screening, please, sis, go get a health screening. For real, for real. All jokes aside, y'all know I be joking a lot. But seriously, please go get a health screening. There, everybody that I went with, for the most part, we all got back reports about things that we could change through diet and exercise. We were very fortunate, but do not think that we weren't in there like biting our nails and on pins and needles. That health screening they do is a head to toe, Rudy to Tootie. They do everything. They check your eyes, your hearing. We did bone density. You sit with a nutritionalist. They do a full panel of blood work, breast exam, Everything. When I tell you they check your everything, mine was my test because I did the everything was just, I think it was under $500. That I know for a fact. And so, yeah, there were a few things that it's the regular stuff: lose weight, exercise, mind your blood sugar, cholesterol, all the things. So, honey, I'm trying to go back in there. I want her to say, good work. All is well. Because one thing I am not going to be doing is taking nobody's medication. Nope. And if you have aspirations for traveling, the world or relocating, let me tell you something. That thing takes stamina. We always talk about money. We talk about get your money right. And that's true. We even talk about get yourself together mentally. But baby, what we don't talk enough about is you need to be in good health. If you're going to be rolling through these airports, grabbing and running. I got a story for y'all too. My this is when I knew, Rita, that my dilly bar days were coming to an end. I'm gonna let me finish this thought and then I'm gonna get back to y'all about me having to run through that airport because they changed my gate. That's when I knew. But y'all, seriously, get your health care screening, follow up, you know, look, I've added supplements. When I tell you seriously, I'm doing the whole fool. I'm doing the whole fool because this lifestyle, while we always talk about the rooftops and the cocktails, honey, what we don't talk about is your knees hurting if you carrying too much weight walking through that airport. What we don't talk about if you're in and out and traveling, and slow traveling and bopping around the world, the stamina that it takes. You have to get good sleep. You have to eat well. And all of those things are tricky. There's a learning curve to every place you go. How do you know where the Whole Foods are the first week you get to a new country? You don't. But you have to make it a point of taking care of your health. This is not a lifestyle that you can do. I don't care what anybody says. I'm telling you what I know. This is not a lifestyle. Moving abroad, I don't care if you think you're just going to move and sit on your porch or sit on your balcony. It still takes some stamina. Nobody wants to be, you just want to be in good health anyway. So that's enough of that. Get your health care screening, y'all. Do what the ladies say. Do what the people say. Anyway, so let me tell you how I knew it was time for me to stop acting crazy and get myself together. I alluded to it. I'm telling y'all, I don't know where I was going. I might have been going back to Thailand, but at any rate, at the last minute, they changed my gate. They didn't just change my gate, y'all. They changed the doggone terminal. How do you do that? Can you do that? I didn't even know that was a thing. I know you can change the gate. I didn't know you could change the doggone terminal. When I tell you, by the time I realized it, the thing was flashing on the board. You know how that board that keeps track of all the flights, arrivals, and departures? It was saying boarding. Your flight is boarding. I was like, I have not missed a flight. I can't even tell you when. I've never missed a flight when I was the person in charge of the travel arrangements. That thing sent a panic through me. I don't want to miss a flight because I don't want to have to do this again tomorrow. I've been up since 6 a.m. prepping for this. When I tell y'all I didn't have anything but my backpack, I was huffing and puffing, trying to run through that terminal. When I realized, I was like, girl, you cannot run. I could not run. I was sweating profusely. I was winded, disheveled. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have any of those things. But honey, when I tell you my heart was beating fast, it was a hot mess. It was a sight. I knew then. Anybody ever have that moment where I done pushed the envelope too far. I done gone too far. I knew then. I said, sis, you done gone too far. You done gained too much weight. You've done too much time. The gig is up. I barely made it to that flight. I was literally the last person to get on that flight. And when I tell you, it took me some time to cool down and regain my composure. I was like, yeah, I'm good. No more dilly bars for me, honey. I had to cut them loose. Yes. Hey, is it baby girl, H2O? Yep. And if you're going to places like Mexico City, maybe even, at least these are the places that I know people have complained about altitude sickness. Of course, some parts of Ecuador, if you're going up in the mountains, but San Miguel, all of those you may have to adjust. If you have asthma, I am telling you, you don't want to be sick on the road. It's not fun. So you want to be in as good a health as possible. Cheryl says, so true. The American diet is not designed for longevity, especially in the Black community. Sure is like, hey, sis, how you doing? I'm so glad you came. Look, we just in here chewing the fat. Hey, Mira Love. Mira Love, you all see she has joined the chat. Mira Love has joined the chat. That's our moderator extraordinaire. Sis, I just happened to be up tonight. I happened to be up and I was following up. Oh, wait a minute. Did this thing make another high? Hold tight. I got to get over here. It did. It went up to 62.25. I don't know. I still don't care. I'm just glad. Nope. I'm glad we got our little pennies and got out of there. It could go up to $75. You think I care? No. And I'll tell you another thing that you should. This is for me. I have learned through experience. Once you're out of the trade, stay out. Don't go back in. If anybody has had success with, you take some money off the table and you think, well, maybe it's going to continue and you jump back in the trade, I don't do it anymore. It's some things I just don't do anymore. Sometimes it'll work, many times it doesn't. And now, again, when it doesn't work, you feel really crappy because you had $175. You jump back in the trade being greedy and lose 50. Now you're down to 125. No, take the 172, close your computer. And when I was trading in Mexico, you all, I would literally just close my computer. I would take that money because if I kept looking at it early on, I didn't have the discipline to, you just learn. You learn about yourself. I would continue to trade, overtrade, do all kind of crazy things. Now I learned to quiet that voice. Take the money, get out of there. Just get out of there. Take the $120 and live to fight another day. Yes. Be careful if you have sleep apnea. Yeah. All of that. All of it. Mm-hmm. Yep. All of that stuff you want to be cognizant of. And I am telling you, if nobody else said it, yeah, we talk about the money all the time, and rightfully so, because you shouldn't be outside the house and away from your support system and those social supports that you have in the US. We talk a lot of, we talk about the things that are wrong in the US, but for many of us, we still have family there, you still have social supports there. Those things may or may not be where you relocate to or where you expat to. And so you want to give yourself every chance to be successful. And being healthy is one of those things. And so I am so committed to, taking this weight off. I'm committed to eating healthy and, making sure when I get back in there, I impress my doctor. Point blank, period. That's it. Okay. Now, so back to trading talk. Anybody got anything you all want to look at before I get ready to get out of here? Because we've been on here. How long? We've been on here about an hour. I do need to get to sleep. Another travel sister came into town today, and so she and I are going to go to brunch in the morning, and I don't want to be all spent and sleepy-eyed and doe-eyed at breakfast tomorrow. So thank you to everyone who is a part of the 1,000 Black Woman Brokerage Account Challenge. You all make this, you make the journey more fun. I could be doing this stuff by myself, but it is so much better when you do it in community. So if you are interested in becoming, if you're a new investor and you just don't know what the heck to do, you got some money, you coming into some money. For many of us, I'll say this, many of us who are expatting, some of us are selling homes. Some of us are selling all of our belongings. That's like a windfall of cash. You sell a house, you had, especially if you're like me, I'd been in my house almost 25, 25 years, you got equity in your house. You better have a plan for that money. I'm telling you, you better have a plan. I'm talking about a solid plan for what you're going to do with that money. Some of us are retiring. You have access to your 401k. You need to know what your money is doing. And if you are not sure, sis, if you don't know what to do with that money, if you pause for 1 millisecond to think about it, if you don't know right now what you're going to do with that money when you get it, you need to get in community with us, because we could tell you exactly where to put that money so that money is working for you from day one. Also, we help new traders really just become familiar. I'm talking about with basic things: how to read a chart, how to manipulate your thinkorswim platform. What's a call, what's a put, before you go into an advanced class. And Yvette has done it. I think there's some other ladies that were in our community, and now they've gone on to paid classes. I'm talking about, the really fancy ones where they teach you really advanced strategies. But we all cut our teeth together. We learn the basics so that when you go and you pay somebody top dollar for an options trading class or any kind of trading class, you aren't sitting there asking them very simple questions. You have a rudimentary, you have no, I won't even say rudimentary. I'm going to say you have a solid base. So you're going in maximizing your investment dollars, because that's an investment in yourself. Oh, shoot, y'all, Nike making new highs. Oh, shoot. Nike ain't done. I'm just saying. So I think if that's you, if you're new to investing, you're new to trading, our community is a very soft place to land. Um, I do. We have a $99 Kickstarter. I'm sorry, something in my throat. If you're not sure about it and you want to talk personally, talk to me one-on-one, schedule a time, we can talk. I'll tell you flat out, and this is the truth. I will tell you flat out if our program isn't what you're looking for. Because a couple times women have come to me, they want to trade Forex, they want to trade, all these, and I tell them flat, honey, I don't know nothing about that. I'm probably not going to be your best. I'm not going to be your best bet. If you're going to invest money, you want to get with a community that aligns with where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. If you are interested in cryptocurrency, I could tell you right now, baby, I don't know about no cryptocurrency. This is not going to be the community for you. We talk about it, but I'm not going to be able to help you advance any in that realm. And so maybe you would want to spend those learning dollars somewhere else that align more closely to what your goal is. And so it'll be the best $99 you ever spent, but you will leave there knowing if our community aligns with your learning goals. And we'll look at your finances individually, and I can, give you a little insight. I'm not gatekeeping anything. If anything, I tell way too much. But so, yep, I'll put the link in the chat. Let me see, what is it? I'm gonna put it in here. / Y'all know I ain't got on no contacts, so let me double check and make sure I'm putting this link in here right. Calendly.com / from lack to legacy. Let me see if it'll let me do the HTTPS or is it HTTPS / Y'all know I don't know. I'm putting it in here though. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's the link. Anyway, it's in the chat. Thank you, Mira Love. I know you're always on it. You're on it. Yep. I want to make sure that we get a good start. And I've shared my story before. Y'all know I jumped in with 2 feet because I was chasing my very bright daughter. My daughter was trading. When people are, young folks can multitask. They can do all kind of things. So my baby she was taking this trading class, and she would get up early in the morning and put her trades on. And so she's making a little money on the side. That's because, she's 30 something. She could do that. So I'm like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. Baby, when I tell you I got in that class, it was like, you ever seen those cartoons where your eyes be rolling in the back of your head? or they be rolling like dollar signs, or do you see the Tweety bird above the person's head in the cartoon? That was me. That was me every time I went to class. I was like, you know what? It's too much. The pace was too fast. I didn't have enough background, and I was paying top dollar to be confused. And I said to myself, look, I know it's got to be somebody else out there just like me. You want to learn, but I would benefit from a slower pace. I would benefit from where I don't feel the pressure of my money ticking away. I only had so many weeks. That class was not a rolling class like our class is it just rolls on and on and on. So if you don't get it in 6 weeks, don't worry yourself, child. We'll still be here 6 months from now. We'll still be talking, investing and trading 6 months from now. So there's no pressure. There isn't a large dollar amount that you have to invest to become a part of the community. You don't feel that pressure. And so it's an easy place, low stakes, pretty. It's very encouraging. Other women, Black women, look just like us in there. We feel safe asking questions. You can ask the same question over and over again, girl. Ain't nobody care. Because trust me, somebody sitting next to you has probably got the same question. And I found that was helpful for me. It took the pressure off. And so that's what we're offering. Our learning community offers a pressure-free kind of way to get started with investing. You're with like-minded women, no judgment-free zone. We work on mindset, money mindset, because you can make all the money in the world. If you don't know what to do with it, that's a waste. If you still are operating from a scarcity mindset, that's not going to work. You will soon be parted from the money that you even make in your trades. And so, yeah, come over and join us. Okay, I'm about to get out of here. Who was that just came in? Hey, Dan, you should be a singer with that voice. I sense a new Beyonce. Oh, you are so kind. See, that's probably that's probably my brother. I got two brothers who love me and they follow me. Hey, Dan. Dan is new. I don't know if you've been here before, but I'm about to get up out of here. So if you're here, it's your first time, thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, share the channel, and maybe I'll jump on again after our next study session. We'll put on another trade and study session, and then maybe I'll follow up with a live and we can follow it together. That sounds like that might be good. That might be a good pattern. We'll put on a trade and study session, and then once it executes, I'll follow up with it with a live stream so we can watch it together, because other than that, we won't be able to see it for another 2 weeks. We wouldn't be able to go over it for another 2 weeks. And that is a kind of a long time. All right, y'all. Yes, please hit the like button. Hit like, subscribe, share. See you, sis. It's always good to see you. Know before you go, I say this every time. That's a YouTube channel name. For sure it is. Thank you, Allison. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I gotta get to bed. And I'll still follow up. I think we're gonna do SoFi, hymns, and maybe NVIDIA. NVIDIA was if somebody look at NVIDIA and tell me if that's a double bottom. I went round and around with ChatGPT. I want to say I was looking on the weekly chart. Let me see. I need somebody's expert opinion. This is the last thing, NVIDIA. I'll tell you. I need to pull out. Let's see. I think it's let me see if it's on the weekly chart. Is it on the monthly chart, or was it let me try. I don't know now. It's invalidated now. Is a double bottom a bullish pattern? I thought I spotted a double bottom, and I can't remember what time frame I was on. Let me see if it's on the daily time frame. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't find it now. I can't remember. I should have marked it. Is it on the weekly? I don't know. Anybody, let me know. If you see, I thought I spotted a double bottom on the weekly chart or one of those charts for NVIDIA. And if I'm not mistaken, I think a double bottom is a bullish pattern, meaning that it's going to, if it breaks out, it'll break out to the upside. So yeah, I'll wait to hear back. All right. Hey, Sasha's going. All right, y'all. I'm gone. Mira Love, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yvette, thank you, sis, for dropping in. And everybody else, I think I spoke to everybody that came in. I sure appreciate you guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all in a new live stream sometime soon. Adios, folks. I'm going to bed. Bye-bye.